Welcome back to the Changing Earth podcast with author Sarah F. Hathaway and co-host Chen Gibson. Blending survival, fiction, and fact to bring you entertaining education that will help you dream, survive, and thrive. And now, here's your host, Sarah F. Hathaway and Chen Gibson.
Hello, and welcome back to the Changing Earth podcast. This is episode number 352. Hey, Chen, what's up?
Maybe
Chen.
Get through it.
Oh,
Didn't have much of a green room today.
No, we're on the ball here. We're busy.
So what's up? What's up, everybody?
Hey, yeah, we had a couple of little technical issues. I was telling you 2 seconds before the show that I'm going to need a vacation from getting ready for my work vacation when I get back, because we just had so many goodies coming in from the garden and the trees and everything that I had no choice but to spend all weekend canning and putting things away. So, but you know, my little man, Christian, he stepped up to the plate. He knows how to peel some peaches now, let me tell you.
Very nice.
Yeah, you know, and even Fletcher was like, this is what's missing in the world. You know, people don't just sit around like hanging out. It's arduous. It's so much work. But you do it together and you laugh and giggle and have fun and very rewarding moments, you know. Not only that, but you got food that you got put away.
You know, more time at the kitchen table and the front porch, right?
That's right. That's true. And the other thing is I could not find any quart jars in my whole town. So I don't know what everybody else is experiencing, but I had to do all pint jars. And yeah. So if you see them out there, snatch them up. And the lids, Survivor Jane wasn't kidding. The lids are like, I could only find like the crappiest lids ever. They're just so thin. And I was like, I don't know about these, you know, they all sealed down, but you got to wonder, like, I don't know, it's tinfoil hatty stuff, you know, but if you're going to stop somebody from like storing and preserving and taking care of themselves, how would you kind of stop that? And, not being able to get lids is definitely a way. Maybe it's the aluminum shortage.
They're going to get you to drink cockroach milk by hell or high water.
Oh, heck no. I have a bow. You know, it's not, I don't know. Oh, no. Soylent Green and all that. So, yeah, I've been busy. So busy. I can't even tell you how much effort I've been putting into every aspect of life right now. So it's just never ends. I'm going to be very happy to be in the car for a couple days. We'll put it that way.
Right?
Yeah.
Your little capsule of serenity.
Yes. Just driving. No worries besides what's the next bump in the road, you know. No. Yeah. So
it's like the best part of the road trip, right? Just kind of like being in the moment.
Being in the moment, enjoying the now. Right? And we plan for it. You know, we have I've gone back to our road tripping episodes. We made sure the car is all ready to go. But I'm looking forward to I'm leaving my computer at home.
Look at you.
I know. I have to work while I'm there the whole time. So I'll be on a computer, but I just want to step away as much as I can, honestly. And then for the next 2 weeks, my son and Chin are doing the takeover. So Fletcher will be running the show. And
fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah, hold on tight, folks. Because, you know. So I was getting him all ready to go today as well on how everything works and all that. So you guys can go ahead and give me some feedback on those episodes. Give me a report card. I'll be in the live chat picking on him, He doesn't know how to access the chat, so that's going to be all your deal there. Unless we get James to get him on real quick, Yeah.
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 Actually, I didn't. Since we were having so much fun in the green room this show, I didn't even log into the chat yet.
I know. You're not even over there. And I'm going back and forth because I got notes all over the place. So
I know it. I'm running off my phone because for whatever reason we weren't able to connect on the computer. So
yeah, I know you're gonna have to call up Elon.
So it was on the porch, and then I got a ladder out and climbed on top of the house and moved it up onto the house. So I got better reception up there.
Oh, that'd be classic. Like the old antennas when Dad used to be putting tinfoil on them and stuff, aiming it this way.
Oh man, I had my zip ties out. I was zip tying some stuff.
Oh, you didn't put that on your list of tools. Those are super handy.
Yeah. Zip ties. You cannot live. Zip ties are like the modern duct tape.
Yes.
You used to have duct tape for everything, right?
Right.
And now I feel like if you don't, every time I go into was it Harbor Freight or whatever?
Yeah.
I would buy a couple bags. So I just throw a couple bags in the cart every time I walk by one.
Yeah, I bought some when Ellen was coming out.
I have in every vehicle. I have on the tractor, in the car, in the shed. It's everywhere I could be, I have zip ties.
Uh-oh.
I was just using them today.
I'm going to just start calling you TJ.
Yeah, zip ties. Yeah, I got some of those too. Yeah, but that's a different bag.
Watch out.
But yeah, I was. So we had a nasty storm come ripping through here this week. It blew down 3 trees on my property.
Oh, what?
Luckily, nothing hit the new structure, but one kind of messed a little bit with the fence around the garden.
Of course.
Rake out the zip ties.
Yeah.
Because I had to do a show tonight, and yesterday we were doing some other stuff. So today I was had the tractor out, moving trees, had the chainsaw out, cutting trees.
Oh, that's the best, though.
And I was it's getting late. So I just grabbed a bag of zip ties and put the fence back together.
Zip that thing up. That's good for now.
Zip it together. Turn on the electric. Okay, we can go do the show now. I'll go deal with this tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll have to try that on my chickens.
Zip them tie?
Yeah, zip ties. When you're hanging
you could have 3-legged race with the chickens. You could zip tie 2.
Well, when you hang them up to butcher them, you could just do it on the legs instead of using string. It's not a bad idea.
See that?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't gathered, today we're doing the show on Homestead Tools. And so Chin's getting deep in the water. So I'm actually referring to you because, yeah.
Oh, you should have seen. So back to the wind blew down trees. Tree it landed parallel with the fence, but the root ball came up and tore the fence a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the tractor out with the backhoe, kind of digging up the root ball, kind of moving, trying to get, and all of a sudden I see a stream of fluid under the tractor.
What?
Something broke on the hydraulic line somewhere.
Oh no!
So we just shut it off. I'll have to deal with that tomorrow too because we got a show to do.
Oh man!
The show is about maintenance and.
Well, it's funny you should say that because I have just 5 jars of beets that I needed to do in the pressure canner, right?
Yeah.
And so we start looking around and I'm like, have we done any pressure canning yet here? Because everything's been hot water bathed. And so we're looking around. We finally find the big one, but it's too big to fit on the stove, between the stove and the microwave, right? And the weights aren't in it. You need to put the weight on top because right? And I'm like, where's the little one? Because I know the weights are in the little one. I'll be darned if we can find that little one right now. We still didn't find it.
U-Haul had one of those pressure canning weights in it. Looks like a knob for a stereo almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I took that out of the U-Haul, put it in a little drawer just in case.
Oh man, it was probably mine. I probably left it in the dog cage.
It did say Texas on it.
No, but the pressure canner is not much good without its weights. So that's going to be a whole new issue because we could have just, we have a burner outside, you know. We could have gone outside with it. It sucks. You need it in like a more controlled thermostat area.
Yeah.
But, you know, it could have been a plan B, but no. And so I'm just going to, you know, we're going to eat those jars up pretty quick. So I'll just put them in the fridge. Luckily, I have 2 refrigerators, but that's a problem that has to be solved right quick. So. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a couple fridge and a couple freezers.
Yeah, maintenance. See, so the only thing that I worry about getting too reliant on my fridge and my freezers is if something happens and the grid goes down. Now you're trying to can like as fast as you can anything that's in that freezer.
Did you see what happened to me this week? What was it, Friday? We had a power out. The power went out.
Yeah.
Stinking hours. And I was like, what the heck? So after about like 3 hours, I'm like, should I get the generator, hook it up?
Welcome to country life.
And so I'm like, so at 4 hour mark, I said, I'm getting a generator. So of course the generator was up at the job site. So I had to get in the car, load it up, bring it back. Got it all hooked up, got power cords, ran 2 power cords, one to the fridge, one to the freezer. Fired it up, put a tarp over it so it wouldn't, you know, if we got...
Yeah, it wouldn't get rain. It's got to be outside. Yeah.
Started to put the choke on. The wife walked out and said the power's on.
Of course, it's Murphy's Law.
Be kidding me. All this. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Murphy likes to mess with me.
Yeah, that's.
Yes, we've had quite the prepper weekend.
Yeah, right. Those are the times you start taking notes when you're like, "Oh, okay, this is a challenge."
Yeah, that's what
do we
got
do
me
good?
Thinking about, you know, the show is because like, what tools am I like using? You know, going from suburbia to the woods. What kind of tools are more important now than they were before?
Yeah, and you know what? It's honestly something because I lived on property, like big property, much bigger than I'm on right now.
Yeah.
For so long that it's not really something that I think of. And I actually started thinking about that because Jane was like, well, Sarah, you got to slow down and make sure you're following all the directions when you're canning and everything. And I'm like, you know, my grandma canned. Well, I wasn't city girl moved to the country. It was like, I've been doing it so long, I don't even think about it really anymore. Like, I guess so I don't follow the directions like as closely as you should just because like, it's just, that's what you do.
It's like you're missing the turnoff because you're just driving. You're so used to driving.
Right. And I'm like, you know, I can, those might have cooled down a little bit, whatever. Just throw them in there. They're good. I got like been working at it for days, you know, and all this. And I was like, oh, that makes sense because she like had to learn it. And I've just been doing it for so long. Oh, we lost him again. It's going to be a challenge today.
Yeah, in suburbia, I was so used to being able to. I mean, there wasn't much to get fixed, at least in my world. And then you could, you know, most things were like a screwdriver, maybe a hammer.
And if you need
maybe
a new
both
one,
at the same.
if you need a new one, it's just like 5-10 minute drive, right? But when you're out like BFE, you make that list of what you need.
Yeah, I have like one hardware store instead of 3 to choose from, you know?
Right.
And so.
Yeah, and it's like if you're going to drive to town, you're going to get it all done at once.
Yeah, we try to do multiples of, and we used to like hit errands on the way home. Right. Now, you know, we're here on the property almost all the time. Yep. So going off property happens a lot less.
You've been
But
jailed.
yeah, so I was thinking what am I using more? Mm-hmm. And what's like, because now it's more important to have the right tool for the job, right? Because trying to do something with the wrong tool is harder, takes more time, and could be more dangerous. So
yeah, absolutely. That's what I was gonna say. Like watching them sometimes when they don't have the right tool. I'm like,
Use the screwdriver for everything could really get you hurt.
yeah. Yeah. Or like the ladder setup where it's like this ladder goes to that ladder to go to this ladder to go up higher. Yeah. I'm like, maybe we should rent some scaffolding. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's another thing on my list.
Yeah, right? To have at least like a layer of scaffolding or two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's some. I rented his forklift for part of the build out. Man, I would have loved that. I had a 40-foot lift, a 40-foot reach.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I used that for moving logs, moving boulders. I was moving everything with that. It was awesome. But I had to give it back.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into some of your lists here. So you got
so I'm thinking shovels. Yeah, shovels.
Flathead and
but
pointed.
What kind of shovel? Yes, there's more than one. And I have like 4 different shapes.
Right. And each one.
This little shovel, it looks like the size that a kid would use, but it has a full-size handle on it. And it's great for like around working on a new garden because you don't need to dig a huge hole for this.
Yeah, a trenching shovel,
yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then the traditional spade shovel, and then you like the flat shovel with the handle on it, with the grip on the end of it.
Yeah.
For like shoveling gravel and stuff, it's easier to get a big scoop of it. So yeah, there's more than one kind of shovel, right?
Yep. And the flat ones are nice for when you have to like move a lot and you need to make it kind of flat, right? Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of short for me. I mean, it's perfect for you, but it's kind of short for me.
Oh, yeah.
The spade, the spade, the length of the spade is a little nicer, but sometimes.
Oh. Yep.
Right. Because you're always trying to level, grade, move.
Dirt, especially because you're on a hill. So the hills just present its challenge. Like our house, you wanted a flat spot, you got to make it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and do you have heavy rain? You got to go back and kind of like patch the road and move some gravel. Like even got the tracker so you could dump some gravel, and I'm getting a little better about spreading it as you drive.
Right.
Yeah, so a leaf rake, right? Everybody needs a leaf rake. And then a wide one and even a small one. Because they make the narrower ones. Yes, the metal.
Yep. Yeah, like the hard one so you can move gravel and stuff like that with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because sometimes the leaf rake just doesn't cut it.
Right.
Like at all.
Yeah, I like a plastic leaf rake, and then I have like a metal leaf rake.
Oh, okay. And yeah, we go straight metal, no plastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're different. Then I was thinking a hole digger.
Yeah, right? The post hole digger.
Like the two-handed. Yeah, the two-handed.
The clamshells.
Two-handed. Yeah, the clamshell at the bottom of the metal.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely essential. And I loved how in the one article that you sent me to, he was like, "Oh, and they make a great outhouse digger too." I'm like, "Yep, that's."
Yeah, I was using them for planting trees too, because small.
Mm-hmm. I use my walking stick too as like when I'm planting seeds and whatnot. I just use the end of my walking stick to stab. Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Right. Because you can get depth you want and stuff like that.
Yeah, the wife's got this. It looks like a Rambo Bowie knife kind of thing, but it's a garden knife. Kind of use it like a shovel, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
Cool. It's like a cross between. It has a handle and it looks like a Bowie knife. Except for it has a little bit of a concave to it, so it acts like a spade.
I need the garden Rambo Bowie knife spade thing. That is awesome.
And it comes with a little belt sheath, and she's walking around.
Oh yeah,
and it looks like she's some bad.
Yeah,
you know what?
Love it. Love it.
But it works great. I actually asked to borrow it, so
very cool.
Can I borrow your Rambo knife, honey?
Can I please borrow your cool Rambo knife? Yeah, love it. That's cool. I need one of those. Of course.
But the screw gun, the drill, and the sawzall.
And backup batteries.
Oh yeah. Whenever I buy cordless tools, I always buy at least one more, if not two more sets of batteries.
Yeah.
Because
it never fails.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing I hate about cordless is the batteries run out.
Oh yeah.
But I love them because, I mean, they just work. And they work wherever you're going, right? You don't have to find a cord or haul a generator around or this other crap.
Yeah, it never fails.
So,
I'll finally get Brock to do a project for me, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm out of batteries." I'm like, "Dang it! Are you serious right now?"
Yeah, I try to like the night before a project, I try to find all the batteries for that tool and get them all in the chargers.
Yeah,
and have multiple chargers.
I was also
if
thinking,
you can
that we should probably think alternatives to being able to have those tools in a non-powered form right now.
Yeah,
pretty essential.
I have a hand drill, like the kind with the door up on the top and the little crank thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crummy.
And the other kind that looks like a mixer, right?
Yep.
The mixer for the smaller drill.
Yep.
I've got those.
Okay.
But I don't use that every day. I mean,
no.
those are purchased at yard sales and put aside just in case. But,
yep.
The cordless, like in the sawzall, my goodness, the sawzall, you use that for everything.
Right.
You can use that for like trimming trees and stuff. But because it's so convenient, like if you had a storm and you're running down the driveway, you can just saw branches, not trees, but you can saw branches and stuff.
Yep, that's one of the things that I thought that you should put on your list that wasn't there was the hand pruners. Like the big ones.
Oh yeah,
I use the heck out of those on the property all the time because I hate the noise of the chainsaw. So I would just go and use those like everywhere.
I used today for the first time was a cordless chainsaw. So it's a 16-inch. It looks like a traditional gas-powered chainsaw, but it has a battery pack in it.
And it's electric?
It's electric. It has the same like hand stop, like where you bump it with your hand.
Does it have the same amount of power?
Yeah, I caught that tree that fell down by the garden. It's probably 12, 14-inch diameter.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was probably 14-inch diameter because I was wondering if the bar was going to be long enough. And it just made it. But yeah, I did a undercut and then I did a cut on the top and it cut right through it.
Well,
I mean, it cut just like I was using a gas powered.
In California, they're trying to get like everything to be like gas-free tools on your property. And I was like, geez, good luck, people out in the country, But hey, if that's effective, then cool.
So it was such a pleasure not having to wear like ear protection. And that whole like chainsaw sound, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh dude, I cannot take it. It just drives me crazy. Yeah. Man, oh man. Yeah. That is neat. I wouldn't mind that then. That'd be in my wheelhouse. Okay, speaking of wheelhouse.
You ready to move stuff? To have a helping hand getting stuff from point A to point B?
Yep.
So I used to think the wheelbarrow was the way to go, and then I found that you have wheelbarrows with two wheels.
Yeah, we have one of those
like
here.
Such a back saver because you don't have to like balance it. Like the minute the load gets off a kilter, like you're hauling a bunch of rocks and they shift a little bit or the ground moves and the ground goes a little uneven, you get a dip and then you're like right
oh no, and then it falls over or whatever, and you're just like
I get the two wheels. It's well, the reason why I say it is because I had one of those two wheels in Suburbia and I left it with my mom. I gave it to her and the one that I have is a one wheel and I'm realizing why I like the two wheels so
see,
much
I'm
better.
exactly opposite. We had all one wheel in California on the mountain, right? up and down the
horrible.
mountainside with only one wheel. Everything's always tipping over and like pain in the butt. And when we moved here, we got one with the 2 wheels. And oh my gosh, I'm just like, why did we never do this before? This is, it's way better.
And to add to that, 4 wheels are even better. The wife got a gorilla cart. Not sponsored, no, but still pretty cool. So it's like the carts that you see at like the home centers and the nurseries and stuff. You know, it's a big cart, 4 wheels, and like a red rider,
right. Can you like tip it up though? Like, can you detach it and tip it up?
Yes.
Oh, that's sick.
So
that's sick.
Okay. Where the front wheel handle is and the 2 front wheels pivot, right there's a release, and it tilts, and then the back wheels, it's hinged, so like the back wheels come towards the front wheels to really give it up.
Give it up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's really made well. And it's not perfect. Actually, if it had brakes, because again, we're back to the thing.
Yep, in the mountain.
You'll go for a ride if you're not planning your descent. So I've been thinking of how I can get a piece bicycle brakes.
Oh yeah,
like the handbrake,
and take it off, put it on there.
Put that handbrake on the handle for the wheelbarrow, the wagon, and then rigging the brake onto the wheels, because it really isn't safe.
Right? Yeah, when all you have is a little handle out in front of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So either you got to put the wagon in front of you and try to control it going down, or you go first and get run over by it. You're like Max the dog on the Grinch, you know.
Oh, those are some great images right there. I could just see you with like the handle behind it. Slow down. Yeah, I'd probably put the boys on either side as brakes. Just like, you guys, slow it down.
Do the Fred Flintstone foot drag.
Yeah.
But that thing is awesome. I mean, it's hers, and she's starting to put stickers on it, like when we get
nice.
You know, you know, like all these places, like whatever. So it's pretty funny. So she's starting a sticker collection on her wagon.
That's awesome. That's cool.
So, and then the other thing for moving material is hand trucks. The L shape with the 2 little wheels on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The hand truck and leverage will get you moving things that you could never think about picking up yourself.
Now, like, I can see the usefulness of that, like when you're moving trees and stuff like that, like, because we're going to bring in a couple of big trees here pretty soon. So that would be a good idea, because it's just more versatile. And
and like even like furniture, like even like say like you get the hand truck and you get it under one end of the furniture and tip it, and then once you get it to a certain tipping point, it really doesn't take any strength to hold it at that point, right? At the tipping.
Yep.
And then Brock can get the other end of the piece of furniture, and you guys can scoot it along, right?
Yep. Yeah. No, I can definitely see that.
The hand truck.
And that's something too that like, because we were talking about you can share stuff within neighbors and whatnot. And so usually like, you know, I would know somebody that had one, and I'm like, hey, can we borrow your dolly for a day or something, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's definitely
like the
shareable item.
The chainsaw was,
yeah.
The chainsaw wasn't mine. But
some people get very particular about their chainsaws, though. I do have to say, because they have like chainsaw sharpened. It can be a very man item. So
Well, bring it. Come over and cut it up for me.
Right. If I can't borrow your saw, let me borrow you and the saw. I like that.
We had a friend say they know how to sheetrock, so we said, the wife and I just smirked and looked at each other. It's like, yeah, they'll be sheetrocking the whole house, because we'll ask them, if you could do one more room, then we might understand how to do it.
Right? Yeah. Oh, wait, show me that again. Can you please show me that again? Yeah.
How about this?
Love it.
So be careful of telling what you do know how to do.
Okay, framing hammer is next on your list. Why? Oh, I suck. What's the difference?
So I was
like a little one?
No, it's a larger hammer, and it was like a 22-ounce hammer. So I had like the typical whatever hammer,
Like city boy
just
hammer?
yeah, just a hammer. Just
Okay.
I don't know,
Like a
can't describe
wooden,
it.
did it have a fiberglass handle or a wooden handle?
The thing you nail, you build a birdhouse with.
Okay.
Well, so I had to do some of the framing at my house, right?
Uh-huh.
So the guy had, the hammer he was using, it was a proper framing. It was a little longer. It was probably about a third the length of my hammer, and
Okay.
it had more weight, and it had a much better claw on the back.
Uh-huh. And is
And
it waffled on the front of it? Like
on
where,
the
uh-huh.
on the face of the hammer, yeah, it was
It's waffled.
waffled.
Yep.
So like it was much easier. Like one or two taps, you would hit the nail right in, right? It
Yep.
went right in, and you could actually, it had much better leverage and gripping power to pull nails out. It was just so much better to use. You wouldn't think that a freaking hammer. Well, how can I go on talking 5 minutes about a hammer, right?
Right.
But I'm telling you, a
makes
quality
difference.
hammer makes all the difference.
Yeah.
All the difference. So I went out and bought a proper framing hammer.
Yeah, Brock's
Got one.
done like all kinds of drywall and everything like that in the past.
Yeah.
So he's the one who, no, you don't want to buy that one, buy this one over here. So I think
Yeah.
that's all I know from hammers because, we always had the ones that are waffled, pretty good swing on them, lots of power and stuff like that. So, all right, you back?
I feel like I got screwed. I was talking about screwdrivers here.
Okay, yeah, the screwdriver.
Yeah, so like a proper set of screwdrivers.
And
'Cause there's
different
different
size.
size
Yeah.
Different size flatheads, different size Phillips heads, and now the stars are becoming whatever that's called. But that
Mhm.
star shape, so those are becoming popular now too. So a set of those, so all three types.
In different
really have-
sizes, because if you have the wrong head, like if it's too small, you can just strip.
You'll
that
strip
stuff
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll strip it out.
Mm-hmm.
Where if the face of the screwdriver fits the hole of the screw properly, you run less of a risk to strip the screw out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's important. And the socket sets are just endless
I
because they
And a
always
good
get messed
set of
up.
those.
That's a
Yeah,
maintenance
and a good
issue.
set of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to have like the typical depth, and then you want to have the deep sockets.
Right, the extender dealy.
No, it's like it's a much deeper socket. So like the typical one's probably maybe 2 inches.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying because sometimes it's too long and it'll pop it right off. If you don't have the longer yet. Yep.
Longer. Or if you're trying to get to the nut, like
Mhm.
if you have a bolt nut, you need a longer. If you could use a socket, if the socket's long enough to get past the bolt
Right.
onto the nut, yeah.
Yeah, without
So
having to go
it's
wrench.
nicer instead of having to wrench or like a wrench. Yeah, it's nicer to have the two sockets and work them. You can
Mhm.
work it quicker. You'll have to have one that's long. And now they actually have some like wrenches that have a socket end to it. Have you seen those?
Yes. Yep.
So you can run it straight through the bolt onto the nut, but it has a socket mechanism on it. That's really slick.
Yeah, that is. I agree there. That's really useful too.
What I was thinking pre-show is the other thing. You want to take stock and just think about what you have to maintain, and then what tools it's going to require to maintain it,
Mhm.
and make sure you have those tools. You know where they're stored. It's organized. Those tools are kept in good working order, right?
It's
So,
worth
I
it.
mean, you might not need a wheelbarrow because of where you live, right? In an apartment, but you might need a good set of sockets and screwdrivers to
Mhm.
go to IKEA, right? I don't know.
Yeah, and
but
like Brock used to just
No,
have like a giant bin for his tools, and everything was always just a mess and getting all you
No,
can't find
yeah.
right, and you got to lift all this stuff to get down to other stuff. And here we got them a proper workbench, with drawers and everything, and it's just it's worth its weight in gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we got
I
that
agree.
used for $100 too.
See that?
And it's awesome. Yeah. So, and it's in great shape. So no worries. Buckets is on your list. Well, I'm skipping hoses.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. So buckets are huge. Those like 5-gallon buckets.
I mean, yep.
What person that listens to this podcast doesn't have a bucket, right? We use them to store stuff for long term. We use them to whatever.
I use them for cleaning my chicken coop like all the time.
Everything. But you can never have enough buckets. I like to take a bucket, and then like if I'm going to work on a project, I'll put the do I need the hammer? Do I need screwdrivers? Do I need
so we even had the bucket cozy that goes on the bucket
on the outside,
right? And you can put your tools in there, and then you put your bigger stuff inside.
No, but buckets. Think of the bucket as like the perfect carrying device because you just put your tools. You can put all your tools in one bucket. You want to go to air compressors?
I liked the ratchet straps because those are kind of like your zip ties. Like they are so useful. Yeah.
I never got into. I hated ratchet straps until I moved here, and now I don't have enough of them.
Like you're hauling stuff around in the truck and the trailer of the quad, all of those kinds of things. Just zip, bring. Yep. So I think
when I was putting the tarp up when I was putting the tarp up for the generator, instead of doing the tying knots and crap, I just grabbed 2 ratchet straps. Done. Right.
Think hook.
Got it.
Yep, and it's strong. You can make it tighter if needs be, kind of thing, really easily. They're worth it.
Just like with my tractor. Remember, I told the tractor today, the hydraulic thing was giving me a little. Well, I didn't want the where the tractor's parked is right by the gate to the garden, and the outriggers, the parts that go down, so you can use the backhoe. I didn't want the hydraulics to give out and the outriggers to slowly creep down and then like crash into the gate, right?
Oh yeah.
So what I did is I got the ratchet straps that I used when I moved the tractor, transported on a trailer, and I got those and I put it across the 2 outriggers. The outriggers were up at this time, and I ran the ratchet strap across those, and that way it'll keep, even if the hydraulics lose pressure and they want to sag them because they'll pull on each other, they'll stay up. So I mean, you can use them for everything.
They're strong. I use them and you can buy them like really cheap too. Yeah.
I used them to inflate so the tire went flat on the tractor, and I used it to crimp to get the seal back, and then inflate the tire.
Yeah, so they're a good tool. I think they're worth.
Yeah, but they're a great tool to have.
They're
good for securing loads. They're good for fixing stuff. They're good for temporary holding stuff together. They're great.
Yeah. I agree. Definitely worth the
Now
mention.
can I talk about
now you can blow your hot air, yes.
But air compressors are great, even like the little pancake ones. So you could use them for tools, running air tools. You can use them for blowing up your car tires quicker than the little ones that you fit in the back of your trunk of your car. But the other thing that I found is having like a bike pump, like a hand pump, is nice because like the wheelbarrow tire, if that went flat or something and you're in the garden, what are you going to do to blow up? Then you drag it back into work, the shop to fill. No, I just took my little, like I was a kid with my little swing bicycle.
Bring it in the garage, flip it upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think having a hand pump is just as important as having a nice compressor too. But you should have them both.
Yeah, I agree.
You were talking about chainsaws and people being fanatics. Throw in the conversation of an axe.
Yes. Axes are so important. Like we were using the axe like all the time because that's how we heated our house. In the wintertime, was all firewood.
Yeah, it was funny. A couple years ago when we bought the property, we were clearing land to put a shed up, and my friends came over, and they're like, oh, we got, because I didn't have a chainsaw. They're like, we got chainsaws. So I had 3 different chainsaws on the property because friends were like, we'll help you. We'll come over. Every chainsaw had a problem. One wouldn't start. One had a dull blade, and I forget whatever the problem was with the other one. But anyway, it wouldn't stay running or something. So I went right back to when I got the property that Christmas. My mom gave me an axe. But yeah, that was cool, right? Perfect gift. So I was out there with my axe, chopping these trees down the old-fashioned way. Got it done.
And I've learned to like fix the handles on them and everything now. When you get the new handle and you got to split it out and do all that stuff so it sticks there.
So I think an axe is
warranted,
important too.
And a maul and a sledge. It's also really good for when you're just splitting firewood. You know, just having the maul and be able to slam it with the sledge. And they do make them like a maul axe. So you're not supposed to, but we used to just sink that thing and then slam it with the sledgehammer, you know. Get that log.
You have 2 people doing it, like a crew.
Yeah. Me and Fletcher would be down there for hours splitting up firewood that way. So.
And then the next thing we said, like the machete, right?
Right.
That's like, you think, oh, that's like so movies and so like, whatever, jungle. But I tell you, every time we go into the woods, a machete is so useful. Just for, like to clear a limb, or to like get the freak out of my way. You know?
And you never know like what's grown across your path over the time. Whether you haven't been down that path and things like that, and they're just easy to carry. So it's useful to have one on hand. Yeah, I don't disagree about the machete though. Very useful and easy to carry.
I before I moved out here, I thought, machete, that's so like,
lame.
Crazy man running.
I'm
through
not
the
the
woods,
man
right?
with the yellow hat.
Yeah, but it's a great tool. And then who cannot have several?
Oh no,
pocket knife.
I know. I have my knife for when I'm out on the property. When I'm in town.
Sizes, right?
Yeah.
The more knife, the pocket
merrier.
knife. Yeah. So
good knives, good lives,
good
right?
Knives. Yeah. It's funny. I have a go to town knife, and then I have a knife that I carry on the property.
Yep. I know. I told you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to be driving back to California, and one of the things we always do is stop by Knife City in Arizona. And like, you should look it up online. It's like this huge warehouse, and it's just every knife you could possibly think of, from like totally utilitarian stuff to replica stuff. Yeah. It's just cool. Knife City's awesome. Yeah. I mean, so.
Just to take a picture. If you do stop, let's stop. Take it a picture. Post a picture for us.
Okay. I will. Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Sounds like a good sponsor for the show.
All right. Oh, I'm serious. Serious. I should reach out. No.
Right? There you go. Pocket knives. Yep.
Okay.
Gotta have them.
Tape measures. Never have too many. Honestly. And like the long ones that like you roll them in, the big ones. Do you have one of those?
Actually,
yet?
I do. I've got a couple. I've got a 50-foot and 100-foot. Other ones you roll up. But the other thing that's nice, if you're not doing like precision cutting measuring, is the wheel with the pedometer. It's so much faster. It's so much nicer. I mean, it's not like precise cutting, like if you're going to cut a board. But for like laying out a garden, or like trying to get a feel for where you're going to put the shed, or where
fencing,
you just run, boom, you put a stick in the ground, mark it, and then you can say, does this look right?
Yep.
Like when we were laying out the garden, we use that, and we just use sticks and we'll put a tree here, and then we kind of looked at it, and we kind of like watched it a couple days in a row to see at different times how the light was affecting. Might as well do it with a stick instead of a tree that you pay good money for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely, great idea.
Yep. Measuring utensils.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Communications. You have walkie-talkies on your list. Oh, you're classic.
I'm telling you, when when the house is here that you're living in and the work site is there that you're working on,
Uh-huh.
and
So we have
run
these
back and tell
things,
the
they're
wife to
called like
get you another
cell
cup of
phones.
But you see how the cell phone's working right now, don't you?
Yeah, fair enough. Uh-huh.
And think about this. A cell phone, you actually have to engage the call and answer the receiving call, right? With a walkie-talkie, I mean, I don't have to dial anything. I don't have to do anything. I just, if it's turned on, I'll
You
hear
just
the
get
other
to
person
like
call.
hold the handle and bark orders.
No, but I'll also hear it. Like I was out working on the tractor on the property, and we were supposed to do so. We're supposed to meet somebody for an appointment, and so I'm working. I'm timing. I got plenty of time. I have a couple hours left, and the wife calls me, and she goes, "Oh, they just called, and they're like 20 minutes away."
Got you.
You
Yeah,
know, so
okay.
and I'm on a tractor. I might not have picked up the phone.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And then you're going out in front of them. Hey,
I couldn't ignore her. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't ignore her because she had the stupid thing. And then the other thing is, okay, if we use it for safety too, because if I'm up there working on a lot by myself, and if I get hurt, there's a better chance that I'll be able to just key the mic, right?
True.
And just it doesn't even have to be up. If I can key the mic, I can yell into it and say whatever.
You've always got the reasons for it. I love it. Love it.
Well, and it's
they're useful as heck.
So I really think they're not expensive anymore, and they work really well. Just research.
When I'm
how far you need to talk in wherever you are, and get one that'll cover that distance.
When I'm recording my audio drama and I have people that need to sound like they're on the radio, then that's when I use mine the most.
Do it a walkie.
Yeah, I just play it through the walkie-talkie. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, no, and I got one set on Noah, too. So.
Yeah.
Because we got 3 of them now.
So, I mean,
it's a
I
good
actually
call.
went and bought like a mobile one that you put in the car,
put
it in the house, and it's on all the time now.
Yeah, I'm actually buying what you're selling on that
one. Whenever I walk outside, I grab it, put it on my belt. And then whenever the wife walks out, she grabs hers and put it on the belt. So we're always, I mean, it's a different world. We're not like in suburbia right now.
Yeah, I know.
So it's a different, I mean, the neighbor's not going to see me passed out on the ground. The neighbor's, whatever.
No, yeah. Yeah, it's legit. It's legit.
Yeah.
So. All right. So, so let's rip through the end of the list.
Yeah, the end is kind of, if you can have it, it's awesome, but
but not necessary. Although the ATV is so useful to have.
Oh my gosh.
So useful to have. Yeah, versus not having it.
When you were in California, could you imagine not having a way to get point A to point B, especially if you need the tool that you forgot, or
we're hauling firewood up the hill,
it's
just a mess. Yep.
So
with a good trailer.
We actually put an order in for one because we're like, okay, I see it's a tool, not just a toy.
Yeah, it really is when you're out on property, big time.
Yeah.
You either need a tractor or the ATV, and having both is ideal for real.
Yeah, I mean, a tractor is like a force multiplier, no hands down. It's just like,
for sure.
And I got a forklift for it now, and it's awesome. So a tractor, if you can get it, some kind of ATV thingamabob, even a golf cart, with the right tires,
like the Gators, like the Polaris or the John Deere Gators. Those are really nice to have. So, the T-post driver is absolutely essential. I wouldn't have that one as just like something that could be shared. Yeah, because I tell you, I've put T-posts in with the sledgehammer, and there's no, you need the T-post driver.
Yeah,
it's essential. And you put a lot of T-posts in out of property.
I used a little like Thor size sledgehammer. I got this little, I hold it up to the gods.
Yeah.
I thought,
okay, honey, you hold it and I'll hit it with the sledgehammer. No.
But, oh my God. If the ground isn't soft, it takes forever to do it with a sledge. with that T-post thing, it's just like dong,
Tonk, tonk,
dong,
tonk. Yeah, and
dong.
really, because
Get
I'm
it.
obviously not very weighted and I'm not very big. So, like, even, I can jump up and just put all my weight on that thing and put them down way faster than with the sledge.
And it's a good shoulder workout.
It is. That's for sure. We did a 10-foot T-post
like-
one time, though. And I couldn't touch
How
the
the
top of
heck?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to get a step ladder to get up there.
We did. We had to get a ladder, but the deer were just hopping whatever fence we put up, so we had to go big. So it was for a secondary garden site that was far away from our house, so it wasn't as protected. Yeah. And the deer were just like, we're going through anything.
Yeah, I did 8 foot, and of course you have to drive them to the ground a couple feet, so it's a 6 foot high fence, and then I put electric wire on top of that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's okay because you're a giant anyway, so you can handle that.
But 10 foot, I could imagine. I couldn't have got to them.
Yeah, they were huge. I was like, Mom, I think you might have gone a little big here. So, but no, it worked good. It worked good. And
Texas, go big or go home.
No, this was back in Cali.
In Cali,
yeah. It was off on, like I say, we had our main garden site, but we were putting in another one for like potatoes and stuff like that. And it was just so far out that it just kept getting hit by all the animals. So we had to really, really nut up for that fencing. The bottom, we did like the super wire that's very, very tight. It's only like a half inch to keep the rabbits out and stuff.
You could have had the ATV or something drive along that stood on top of the seat and then ran it in.
Brock got the we did have ATVs at the time. Brock got the ladder out and did it that way.
So, that's so boring.
Yeah, I know. That's so easy, right? So we're like out of time because of our technical problems, but probably not when I shorten it. But maintenance is key for the tools because, if you buy something, a tractor, an ATV, something that's expensive like that, and then you don't maintain it, well, you're just a moron, because you're just going to run it in the ground. But also always doing that cleanup is like you've been working so hard and you just want to like go in the house and be like, whatever, I'm done with it. But then you find your tools the next year in the grass, just like been sitting out there. They get all rusted and whatnot. And there's just, it's wasteful. And
the bucket.
Yeah. Well, it'd be like the shovels out there still at the garden or the rake still out at the garden or something like that, And it's like, the wooden handles get all deteriorated. Now you're doing new handles, those kind of things. So never throw those items out because they can always be put to use in the future. Even if you buy a new one, like save that head or whatever because you never know what you're going to be up against in the future. But, do a favor for yourself and take care of your equipment so that it doesn't just go to crumb. Like you say, keep it organized.
Yep.
It's really
cool. I
love
the morning chores article that I just posted it in the chat, but that I shared with you earlier.
Yeah.
The guy said the important part of maintaining your homestead is planning ahead, right?
Yes.
And thinking about what needs to be done and making a schedule for we talked about this too, about making schedule like for the season, which you should do during this season and that season.
Right. Like you don't want to be worrying about your maintenance when you're trying to worry about, in the middle of peach canning season, right?
Yep,
You
so if you know all the maintenance that needs to be done and you spread it out through the year at times where it makes sense to do it, then
and they're always sending you calendars in the mail. Just grab one of those calendars.
Yep. Simple, old
Put
school.
It on the you just make a maintenance schedule. It just takes that little bit of time and planning. And everything needs a little love now and then. Every tool needs a little love now and then. So show it some love. If you want it to take care of you, you got to take care of it. I'm losing Chin again.
I said,
there you are.
I just made a comment about you, and I think you just hit the mute button on me. I said, that's how some people write books. Is I heard they take a pad of paper and a pen and write novels that way.
I know, right? It's crazy.
You did hit the mute, didn't you? You shut me up.
No, I am not. No. Everybody knows it too because it goes bree, boing, every time you come back. I have drawers full of those notebooks.
I'm gonna have to like climb a tree. I'm gonna have to get like a tree house or something.
Yeah, to stick that antenna
Find
up
a
there.
spot.
Yeah.
That's why I have walkie-talkies, not depending on the cell phone anymore.
Yeah, they'll be like, "What the heck is that huge tower at Chin's place?" I'm like, "So I can do the podcast." Darn it!
Yeah, that's right.
I love
important things.
I love it. All right, let's jump into some changing Earth news. You got any big pointers left that we missed?
Oh, I think we got it.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. I like that. I liked your list a lot. And it, like I say, it really made me like think about, oh yeah, those are like all the things I took for granted because I don't think about,
that's how I made the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was like, okay, in the last month, what's been important to me?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just the lifestyle. So I don't really think about it as like different from anything.
Yeah, because you were coming from big property.
Always. Yeah. I've always been, country. That's just how it always is. Like Mom and Dad were always yelling at you, get to make sure that shovel gets back in the barn. Those things don't grow on trees. Well, it's got a wooden handle, Dad. Don't be a smart aleck. Right?
Good stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, all right. So in true style, we have lost Jen again. There you are.
Bye yet?
Yeah, no. I was like, in true style, we just lost you. So, alrighty. Are you still there? Are you just being quiet to mess with me now? Survive. Yeah. Are you just being quiet to mess with me now?
I gotta throw it in enough times that maybe you'll get it in the right spot.
Right? All right. We're out of here. Until next time, remember, dream.
Survive.
Thrive. You butthead.